Thank you for staying at sea. And if you just joined us, you are right in time for our views. And the topic of discussion today is some women are judged for marrying rich. Should marriage be an economic preposition? And we did post this on our social media pages. So please head on down to our social media pages and tell us what you think. We would love to hear your views on this. Don't forget to use the hashtag CTV Sunrise. My name is Sandra Kopp and I am joined by my colleagues Sarah and Shivan. Ladies, do you think imbalances in economic equity forces women to marry rich? Is that why they end up marrying rich? I mean, we are not here to suffer.
Yeah. When you put it that way, it sounds so wrong. However, yes, definitely. I mean, again, we're not in this world to suffer. What is so wrong if I decided to get into a marriage? Well, money may not be my top list, but it is very important, because at the end of the day, am I going to eat love? When you bring love to the table, is it going to feed me? Is it going to dress me? Is it going to buy for me data? The money has to be in the relationship. I am not in this world to suffer. And
Sarah,
it's a Friday.
for your thoughts.
You said economic imbalance, right? Yeah. But now women have been placed in positions where they can earn their own money. They can work. I mean, women are now presidents. They're in the Avengers. They go to the moon. I mean, they're everywhere. Women are now being included in every social and economic circle in the world today. So I don't think that should be a reason as to why women marry for money. You understand? And above all, it is not sustainable and it doesn't guarantee happiness.
As long as there is money.
But we were here yesterday talking about women emancipation and empowerment, no? We were here saying we want to be allowed to go to work, no? Why don't you go to work, honey? Work, make your money. Contribute to society. Let's
Even
build
there
this
at
nation.
work, there is the gender pay gap. So we have been pushed to the wall in all corners.
So at the end of that day,
this is the solution. Since Uganda is the most enterprising country in the world with the most female entrepreneurs, honey, go start a business. If your employer won't pay you,
your business
go start a business.
Your business could be your man.
What do you mean your business?
But you know, ladies, let's not talk from a point of privilege, because yes, there are many women entrepreneurs and everything.
Yes.
There are some women who are not in that space. So I'd like you to first take a look at this video. Take a look.
I've always known I would marry rich. Why should I be ashamed of that?
There's nothing to be ashamed of, as long as you love him.
Well, I believe we have some power over who we love. It isn't something that just happens to a person.
I think the poets might disagree.
Well, I'm not a poet. I'm just a woman. And as a woman, there's no way for me to make my own money. Not enough to earn a living or to support my family. And if I had my own money, which I don't, that money would belong to my husband the moment we got married. And if we had children, they would be his, not mine. They would be his property. So don't sit there and tell me that marriage isn't an economic proposition, because it is. It may not be for you, but it most certainly is for me.
There you have it. Some women, and they do not have the kind of privileges that other women have. They do not have those businesses. They do not have. So they make this decision, and why are they judged for it? Some women are in her situation, but other women are not in her situation. They are privileged, they are educated, but they still choose to marry rich. And what's the problem with that?
A lot of women now, looking at that video, that is placed in a time perhaps in the Victorian era, and I do agree that there was a time in this world where women didn't own anything, women were refused to do everything. But starting from the 19th century, in the 1800s, women started slowly and progressively earning their freedoms to do as they please, get jobs, be paid. We are still in the process of that. And even down to the grassroots, to the lowest of lowest, I think women are still in a place where they are a little bit empowered. I'm not talking about that every woman is educated. That's the fact that not all women are empowered. But a lot of women are aware now that they can make life-changing decisions on their own. At least they are allowed to do that. I know that some of them, it may come with a lot of consequences. Look at some countries in the Middle East, Arabic countries, where they still that infringement on women's rights.
Yes.
You get, it is still there, and I understand and respect that. But even still, when you go on to say marry for money, you are giving another person dominion over you, and is it really worth it? It doesn't guarantee. It doesn't guarantee. Let's look at all the celebrities. How many? Where do I start? In alphabetical order, or should I go back?
Random. Pick at random.
How many have those relationships lasted? How many of those?
But even if they have not, some love stories are not love stories that last a lifetime. Some of them are short stories, but it doesn't make them any less filled with love.
We're not here
And
for
if
a
I'm
long
living,
time.
how much am I living with honey? Yes, it has not lasted, but have you seen their divorce settlement?
How about this? We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time, a short time, and a good time. Yes, the relationship have not lasted, and that is okay. Me, at the end of the day, there is nothing wrong if the reason as to why you're marrying a man is because he has money. There is nothing wrong with that. It is, if it is what makes you happy. Yeah? At this rate, enjoyment. Guys, we're not in this world to suffer. We have too many problems that we need people who have money. And me, I'm not afraid to say it. Because at the end of the day, I would rather smile. I would rather cry. What is that word? I would rather cry.
In a Benz.
In a Benz.
Than cry on a border.
On Kafufu, everyone is seeing. No.
Dust,
Me, I am going to enjoy my life. Yes, they will do this and this as long as I have the money to go out, to go
what makes you,
even if you do not give me the love, give me the money.
Shivan, what makes you think you're going to even enjoy that money? How many women are in men's homes with mansions with 20 bathrooms and 16 swimming pools, but they're not allowed to ever leave the gates of their houses?
Let me tell you,
marrying for money is economic slavery. Don't do it. What I am for is hypergamy. When you're marrying above, so when you're not marrying for money, but you're marrying someone who is at a higher social or economic status than you are, so that you can kwegata your money and become billionaire. Look at people like Jay-Z and Beyonce. By the time Beyonce got with Jay-Z, who was a bigger star than she was.
Yes,
but
now she's a bigger star.
Now she's a bigger star. But they put both their money together, and now they're like the most powerful
let me tell you,
couple
sir, and that, yes,
in hip-hop.
that is quite true. And I'll just take you back a bit. You said, do you know how many women are in mansions with 10 bathrooms? They're not allowed to leave the house. But do you know also how many women that are in a muzigo?
Yes.
They are not allowed to leave that muzigo. They don't even know where their next meal is coming from. The guy is with a side chick somewhere. Wouldn't you be in that house with 10 bathrooms?
Listen, that woman in that Kazigo also married for money.
No.
Yes, she did. She
needs to come to me for advice.
But also as you marry for money, be very particular with the kind of people. Don't pick someone who you know the money is going to get done the next week. You're able to pick people that have money but also have a vision. Where there is a vision, there is a way. Like, vision maker.
You should pick not a rich guy. Pick a wealthy guy. There is a difference.
But there is
also
also
create generational wealth. Generational wealth. Now, there are many reasons women marry for money, and one is financial savvy. He sees this guy has got his affairs in order. Yes, and she's financial savvy as well. She knows what she wants from life, and they connect at that level. And then they have also another reason is they have aligned financial values.
Yes.
You don't want to meet a guy and he's thinking, I want to buy a Range Rover, and he's still renting. That guy needs to get his affairs in order.
In check.
Yes, in check.
Yes.
Like have a home, then have, a business, you have cash flows, yes, you have you are creating generational wealth, yes, because you're going to have children. So
yes.
you have to think ahead.
True.
Don't look here. Oh, I want to go to Dubai to buy shoes, or I want to, honey, get your affairs in order. If you're going for that, pick the best of the best.
Yeah.
Creme de la cream. Don't pick a guy, the money is going to run out. Interpol is looking for him.
You don't know where he's getting
You don't
his
want to be
money.
in that
I think it's very
situation.
important that even when you're thinking about, marrying a rich man, or you're marrying for money, it's very important that also as a woman that you be sharp upstairs, know how
Absolutely.
to save also, know how to plan for the near future. It shouldn't be just now, enjoyment, now. No, plan ahead. Are you planning to have kids? Plan ahead. If he divorces you, do you have a backup plan? Like, have you
Yes.
stored enough in your...
But you see, the problem with a number of women is they stop planning when they have gotten comfortable for a very long time. And then you find that after the man is no longer in the picture, either he has left her or he has passed away. Now she's, fidgeting, and she's like, oh my goodness, where do I start from? You see, it is okay, go ahead and marry for money, but I don't think it is sustainable. I think what you should look for is a man who can cultivate resources. Okay, or a woman who can cultivate resources. In the event that you lack, are they the person who is going to say, I don't have, or they're the person who is going to say, you know what, we're going to make a way, we're going to find it. Look at Jeff Bezos, for example, and Mackenzie Scott. When they got together, barely had anything between the both of them. They went on to build that fortune together, and that is why he comfortably gave her how much? 40 billion. You think a man who already had his, what is 40 plus 40, 80? You think a man who already had his 80 billion is going to comfortably give you half of that when you just walked in? Look at Dr. Dre and look at Dr. Dre and his ex-wife.
Yes.
She wanted to take everything. Do you know what she only got? Under 10 mil.
Well, this takes me to my next question, ladies. But before you answer it, and the question is, if you had a chance to marry rich, would you? But let's look at the women who have married rich over the years. And that is Anna Nicole Smith with her late husband, J. Howard Marshall, an oil billionaire. He was a tycoon. That's Anna Nicole Smith right there. And then we have, of course, Salma Hayek, the actress.
Yes.
She's an actress. And this is her husband, Henry Pinot. He is a billionaire. He's worth $5 billion US dollars. And then, of course, we have Miranda Kerr. Now, Miranda Kerr married that's Evan Spielberg, and he's the Snapchat CEO. Now, this guy is worth 2.9 billion US dollars. But then, would you marry rich if you had a chance to? Would you choose to?
I wouldn't. I swear you can't even bribe me to like you. I love money, you guys. I love money. I love money. But there are very few things that I would sell my soul for. And if I have to spend the rest of my life with somebody who is irritating me, no, keep your money. Absolutely not. And that's another thing on Anna Nicole Smith. She did not inherit a dime.
She did not.
So you have to be careful now.
Yes, you have to choose
Shivan.
wisely.
Eh?
You have to choose wisely.
They will shock you there when they're reading your late husband's will. And it's like, let her come back, let her live with the suitcase she came with.
But do you think that we are looking at it the wrong way? Maybe it's all about survival instinct and offspring self-preservation. And this man, Thomas Aquinas, he was born in 1225 to 1274. He was a priest and scholar in the Roman Catholic Church. His most famous work is the voluminous Summa Theologica, which contains an influential account of natural law. In brief, God embeds various values within our natural instincts, which we discover through reason. These provide the substance of both our morals and laws. His lists 6 relevant inclinations are self-preservation, sexual intercourse, in educating our offspring, rationality, knowledge of God, and living in society. For these, we infer 6 primary principles of natural law. 1, preservation of human life, procreate, educate your children, shun ignorance. And I'm telling you, Sarah, you need to shun that ignorance of not wanting to marry. But moving on, worship God and be sociable and do not harm others. So isn't it survival instinct? It's innate to us.
Sometimes.
Why are women being judged?
I would understand why women are being judged is because, one, we are we come off as hypocrites and two-faced when we say we want equal rights, we want to be able to do things on our own and earn money and, you know, demand that respect. But then again, turn the other side and say, you know what, I'll marry a man for his money and I do not have to put in a dime. When women say that his money is our money and my money is my money, that is absolutely selfish, and I think it goes against what we are trying to achieve as women, to empower ourselves and be, you know, the better person. So for me, to marry for the sake of money, it's not sustainable, because that man can easily replace you. So this is my advice to you this Friday. Should you find yourself a billionaire somewhere lurking this weekend, yeah? The minute you get in and you seal the deal, start planning
Immediately.
for your exit or replacement or handover, okay? Because it is coming, honey. Start planning. The money he gives you, save 10%. Save 10%. Save 10%. So at the day when they come, they say, Madam, hand over the keys.
When you have already
Well,
saved up
you
enough
have
in your
saved
store.
enough.
It still goes back to being sharp upstairs.
Well, I would like to say that, I mean, this conversation could go on and on and on, but due to the essence of time, we can keep it going on our social media pages. But my parting shot, and this goes to you, Sarah, yes, women empowerment and everything, but isn't getting a rich man also empowering yourself? Anyway, that's just food for thought.
Another thing, there is nothing wrong with marrying for rich. At the end of the day, choose your victim very well. Be analytical.
Victim.
Don't call it a
Choose
victim.
your victim very well and be sharp and store up for the dry. You know, for the time when the well runs dry, you need to be sharp, because anytime you can be replaced. But also choose wisely. Don't go for people who are worth 2.9 billion US dollars.
Well,
don't go for people who
a
are
man-
worth 1.9 Ugandan shillings. No.
Get a man who can cultivate resources like Jeff Bezos, so at the time when you take him to court and ask for divorce money, you take half. You have every right to demand half. So
Well,
Be
I
smart.
would also like to correct Shivan. They are not victims; they are potential prospects. Well, let's look at what people are saying on social media. Satam said, for marrying well. Marrying well means do a SWOT analysis of your suitor, and this also entails his economic status. Marrying rich is being goal-oriented and part of marrying well. You are simply choosing the best for yourself. Absolutely. And moving on to Chris Mel Harris, he says, no, marriage should be a socio-economic investment to both partners, adhering to Christianity, society, cultural, and economic values is key and paramount.
Yes.
Marriage is a lifetime investment that needs constant evaluation and SWOT analysis. Lifetime investment.
Yes.
So you need money for life.
Exactly.
Moving on, Danielle says love first. And yes, well, let's keep that conversation going on our social media pages. Please head on down there and don't forget to use the hashtag CTV Sunrise. Well, this is all we had for you on our views today, but don't go anywhere because we'll be right back. Don't blink.
Well, as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. And we hope that we were able to fulfill our promise of keeping you entertained and updated. And of course, you know, letting you out into the world to go for those enjoyments, but also while enjoying responsibly. In relation to the conversation that we had in our views, in case this weekend, like Sarah said, you meet, you know, a hunk billionaire, Bishop, start saving, yeah? You know, Bishop, don't wait for him to be replaced. But ladies, it's been an amazing show, and it's been such a beautiful time to be here this morning, and we've had such amazing conversations. You know, went into the whole Afrigo band, all I was out, yeah. Anyway, see you next week, same time, same place. And from the team here on Sunrise at Sea, we wish you a beautiful weekend.